To all of my millennial friends out there, the time to start thinking about retirement is now. Actually, that goes for everyone. Trust me, I get it. The younger you are, the further away retirement seems. Who knows what life will look like then? Except the earlier you start saving and investing for retirement, the more you will have come retirement time. Seriously, there are no two ways around it. In this episode, I'm sharing why you need to start thinking and saving for retirement now and breaking down some numbers to help drive home my point. Welcome to the City Girl Savings Podcast. I'm Raya Reeves, founder and finance coach of City Girl Savings. I turned my life around with budgeting many years ago, and now I'm on a mission to help others do the same. I fully believe that you can enjoy your life on a budget, and this weekly show will focus on the intersection of money and the city girl lifestyle. Join me every week along with some special guests as I share my experiences, advice, and guidance on navigating life and money as an experience-loving millennial. All right, I admit this may not be the most fun episode, especially if you've been putting off retirement planning, but trust me, it is worth sticking around for. So, true story. When I got my first real job out of college, remember the one for the major bank, I signed up for my company's 401k plan. They matched 5%, so I contributed 5%. I was 21 years old at the time, almost 22, and looking at the growth of my 401k plan many years later, I can honestly say it was one of the best money moves I could have made. I was doing a lot of other things wrong at the time, and just listen to episode 1 of this podcast if you don't believe me, but at least I got that one right. Now, I firmly believe that contributing to a retirement plan is one of the best ways to build long-term wealth. So let's run through some numbers. Assuming an 8% rate of return, which is the historical average, by the way, a 25-year-old who contributes $300 a month, and let me just say that this can include any employer match, will have saved $144,000 by age 65. The compounding interest earned would be over $860,000, leaving this person with over $1 million saved for retirement. Now, let's assume a 35-year-old who contributes the same amount, $300 a month. This person will have saved $108,000 by age 65. The compounding interest earned would be just over $330,000, leaving this person with about $440,000 saved for retirement. Certainly not bad, but also certainly not over $1 million. And finally, a 45-year-old who contributes the same $300 a month will have saved $72,000 by age 65. The compounding interest earned would be about $105,000, leaving this person with just over $177,000 saved for retirement. That is the power of starting early. The person who started the earliest, the 25-year-old, will have over $1 million saved come retirement time. The 35-year-old, not as much, and the 45-year-old, even less. And that's because compounding interest is what really helps you build that wealth. The earlier you start, the more time you give your money to grow and the more money you have. Now, if that wasn't a big enough reason to start thinking about retirement, like right now, here are a few more reasons. Obviously, the earlier you start, the more you will have, and you don't need to save as much to have that high number after so many years. But on the flip side, the longer you wait to start contributing and saving for retirement, you'll need to save even more to get to a comfortable number. So let's go back to the example. $300 a month, which can include the employer match, that's about $150 a paycheck if you're paid biweekly. That's a lot more bearable than, let's say, $300 a paycheck or $600 a month because you waited and now you're making up for lost time. And even then, even if you are increasing what you save every paycheck, you're still not guaranteed the same kind of return because you don't have as much time. Now, another reason to start thinking about retirement now is you don't want to rely on Social Security. According to the Social Security Administration, on average, Social Security only makes up about 38% of a person's retirement income. So if Social Security is your only hope, you will have 62% less than what you need to live comfortably during retirement. Now, please don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong with taking advantage of the options available to you. I mean, we're all paying for it right now, right? But really think about how much of an impact only 38% of your income at retirement would have on you. Next reason to start thinking about retirement now. You don't want to rely on your children. Another bad spot to be in is being forced to live with your children because you don't have enough money to live on your own. The average life of a mortgage is 30 years. If you wait until you're in your mid to late 30s to buy a home, or you refinance and extend your loan life, you may be paying a mortgage during retirement. Now, keeping that in mind, if you're only relying on Social Security and maybe a small retirement plan, that's going to make it very difficult to maintain the lifestyle you had while you're working. You may be forced to live with your children or rely on them for financial assistance. And I don't think any parent wants to do this, especially if your children have their own kids to take care of. Avoid relying on other people so late in life by saving for retirement as early as you can. Now, my dad passed away before his retirement, but my mom is retired and she retired early due to a disability, and she had saved from when she got into the workforce. Her retirement is more than enough for her to survive on and not put any pressure on my brother and I to assist her financially. Now, I am not saying I wouldn't help my parents because I would, trust me, but it's so much nicer to focus on my own finances and building my own wealth since she's already covered. And finally, you can get free money for saving for retirement. Since most employers offer some form of match to their employees who contribute to a retirement plan, you can essentially get free money just for saving for retirement. Okay, I will say this though. There usually are some stipulations, like you have to work at the company for a certain amount of time before the match becomes yours or before the match even begins. Make sure you check your vesting schedule to know for sure what's yours and what's not, and how much time needs to go by before everything is 100% yours. Are you tired of wondering which moves to make next with your money? Do you need some guidance on whether to pay off debt, save, or focus on something else? Get my free Money Moves packet today and start making impactful money moves instantly. Go to citygirlsavings.com/moves to download your Money Moves packet now. Okay, by now, I hope I've convinced you to start thinking about retirement and get a game plan in place to start contributing. But before we wrap, I want to go through a few things. If you are unsure where to start, at a minimum, try to contribute what your employer will match. So if your employer matches 5%, try to contribute 5% so that you are essentially contributing 10% total to retirement. If contributing 5% is not an option for you or it's way too much at this point in your life, look at your budget to see what you can afford to save. Trust me, anything is better than nothing. Please don't go into it thinking, well, if I can't take advantage of the full match, I may as well not save anything. No. Compounding interest works to your advantage the earlier you start. So even if it's 1%, just go ahead and get started now. Eventually, though, you will want to work up to 10 to 15% of your income. That's usually the sweet spot that most financial experts recommend. However, if you really want to guarantee you're taken care of, you'll want to max out. Currently, the annual contribution limit for a 401k plan is $20,500. Now, that may seem way too much, and trust me, I get it. I couldn't contribute that right now, but it's nice to know like what your cap is, right? So there's always something to work towards. Now, let's say your employer doesn't even offer a retirement plan. Please do not think that there is not any option available to you, because there is. You can open your own IRA account with a major institution. So think Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, Vanguard, Fidelity, Betterment, just to name a few. And you can save for retirement that way. Now, I will say that the IRA contribution limits are smaller, but it's still a form of retirement savings. And by now, you know, the earlier you start, the better off you'll be. And we want to be able to do what we want to do in retirement. So that means we got to save for it now. Okay, one more thing before we go. I want to end by breaking down the difference between Roth and pre-tax contributions. Roth contributions, whether it's to an IRA or a Roth 401k, mean post-tax money. So you've already paid taxes on the money that is going into the Roth account. On the flip side, pre-tax, so pre-tax, a traditional 401k, traditional IRA is pre-tax, taxes are paid when you take that money out. So when you retire and you get that money. Not sure what you should do? Well, start by thinking about what you think your life will look like in retirement. For me personally, I would rather pay the taxes now, get it over with, and no matter what my life looks like come retirement time, I'm good. I don't have to worry about taxes. I probably will have multiple rental properties and business income. And, my goal is to be in a higher tax bracket when I retire than I'm in now. So that means I should probably pay taxes on my current tax bracket now and not have to worry about it when I retire. However, if in retirement time you don't want to do anything, you just want to relax, you don't plan on spending money, you don't plan on having all this properties and things to manage, you just want life to be simple, well, maybe pay taxes then. Don't worry about paying taxes now. Pay it when you retire because you'll have a lower income and therefore be in a smaller tax bracket. Again, think about what would be best for you. There is no right or wrong answer. All right, I hope this episode has inspired you because the time to start thinking about retirement is right now, my friend. And believe me, you'll be glad you did. Thank you so much for tuning in to City Girl Savings today. I hope you feel empowered and inspired to master your money as you make your way to your dream life. Make sure you subscribe so you're the first to know when a new episode comes out. I truly value your thoughts and feedback, so please leave a review and let me know how this podcast has impacted you. Can't wait to chat soon and make it a great day.